Hey, so one of the mistakes that I commonly see when an individual is working towards losing body fat as one of the gauges to improve their health is maybe a bit of confusion around what is actually body fat on their body, on their composition, and what is bloat. And I wanted to talk about this today to clarify a few things and hopefully bring some relief, understanding, so that you can make the proper adjustments in your routine. So this came to mind when I was having a conversation with someone in regards to their frustration over their progress so far. Mind you, they had only made adjustments for less than a week. And so that's one thing that I really stress, is that we need to have grace for ourselves. We need to give ourselves a pass and some patience when it comes to being able to obtain the results that we're looking to accomplish. We need to be able to have some sort of gauge that is a bit more accurate. And so rather than just using a scale or just going by what you see, because we can look different days. A person can actually be heavier in weight but look physically leaner and feel a lot better. And so one of these tips that I have is that you don't want to, if you want to be successful and not consistently emotionally up and down because of what you're seeming to experience, is to have a more accurate gauge, and then to only update these gauges, or to have a consistent time that you're going to update the gauges. So if one of those gauges is total body weight, which once again, that can't be the only gauge that you use to monitor your physical body composition. If that is one of your gauges, make sure you're doing it around the same time every single week, or maybe even every 2 weeks, or you determine every 3 days, whatever it is, to help gauge what it is. Now, the thing is that your body is not going to respond any dramatic or significant way in a few days. We want to make sure we have some accurate gauges. So your total body weight, and have a time that you regularly check it, but check your body fat percentage. Utilize a in-body scan in your neighborhood, or maybe a Hume device. Those have been shown to be pretty accurate, to where you're checking your body fat percentage, and that's going to be a more accurate reading or way to determine how your body composition is changing. And then lastly, the appearance of your body composition. But once again, you don't want to gauge your goals based on just what you see, because when you're actually losing body fat, the transformation or the health will start from the inside. So internally, all of these things are adjusting, and then it'll almost like be in stages. It'll seem like nothing is happening, then there's a change. It'll seem like nothing's happening, and then there'll be a change. But you can't gauge whether or not you're doing the right things based on how you look. Okay, so just want to put that out there. That's so important, because it can lead to so much frustration and unhealthy relationship that we have with our body and with food, and that really can screw you up psychologically and interfere with your relationships and you being able to actually live life. Okay, so just wanted to put that out there first. The next thing I want to bring to your attention is that sometimes what you're seeing, the midsection is a goal for many people. They want to bring their midsection down. They want to flatten it out. They want a 6-pack or 8-pack, whatever it might be. You want to lose some body fat there. And usually there's a goal to see a visual change, a strengthening, a leaner midsection. And that's fine. Now, when you're eating clean food and you have an efficient digestive system, this is something that you're going to see. If you're losing body fat, you're going to lose body fat from your midsection. It is possible to lose weight but not lose body fat, and that's when many times you'll see the limbs becoming smaller, but then you also become weaker. You're getting smaller throughout your extremities, your legs, but then your midsection stays the same. That is an indication that there's something wrong going on there with the type of plan that you have, that it's not efficient, or and even that it's not healthy. Okay, so that's another thing. So now when you are losing this body weight, one of the things that helps you to lose the body weight, the body fat I should say, is your body's ability to be able to absorb, break down these nutrients that it needs and to replenish your body. When your body's being properly replenished, you don't have this storage of body fat. And remember what I spoke about earlier is that the body fat is not just excess weight, but there's actually toxins that get stored into the body fat. And so your body is holding on to toxins as well. And so this is another reason why you want to release the body fat, not to mention the effect it has on our organs and our joints, okay? But this body fat is something that you want to reduce because of that. But there's sometimes a confusion between whether or not it's body fat or if it's bloat. Okay, and so these are some cues that you can look for when you're trying to determine if it's body fat or if it's bloat. If it's body fat, it's something that's going to come on gradually. When individuals gain body fat, even though it might seem like it happened fairly quickly, it actually takes time to gain body fat. If you maybe over a weekend just overindulge and just go all out, you eat that's not typical to how you normally eat, you have an extreme amount of unhealthy foods, maybe even alcohol or things such as that, you can gain weight, 5 pounds, maybe even more than that. You can see a change in the scale. However, this is not body fat. Your body cannot gain that much in a short period of time and it be body fat. So one of the ways that you can tell as to whether or not it's bloat or if it's body fat is, did you gain it quickly or was it over a longer period of time? You might experience some bloating, maybe a half an hour to an hour, sometimes even a couple of hours after a meal that you've had. That's an indication of this bloating and not necessarily body fat. And so it's very common to have both. You can have the bloating and you'll have body fat, because typically the bloating is a response from having these toxic foods, and the body fat storage is a response. You remember I said the toxins are being stored in your body fat, and it's a response to some sort of a inflammatory, inefficient function within your digestive system, and therefore you'll get that response in your body in other ways as well. So if you are having the bloating, this is not to say that you don't need to lose body fat, because it's very typical that you can have the bloating and have the body fat, but it's also possible to be lean and still have the digestive issues. Sometimes individuals that have extreme digestive issues, it's so intense that they're not able to get nutrients from food, so they're actually a little bit undernourished or significantly undernourished. So it can go either way. What can cause bloating? And this is pretty typical for individuals that I see closer to the age of 60 and older, even nowadays, even younger, because of the toxic food that we have. But I'm speaking of this round, hard. You can feel that it's hard. Typically, the fat will be a little bit more mushy. And like I said, if you have both, you can have the fat and you can have bloating. So you could have a combination. But sometimes I'll see with individuals that are older, that are on medications, have been on medications for a while, maybe like a PPI or antibiotics, and their digestive system is completely or needs a lot of attention because of that. It's because of the medications. And it's this hard stomach, this belly, this hardness, and this imbalance in the digestive system. Some individuals, they regularly take painkillers because now they're starting to have aches and pains in their body, or maybe headaches from the food that you're eating. Much of these toxic foods and even toxic substances like candles, and you burn candles in your home, or maybe the perfumes that you use, that can also cause headaches because they disrupt the balance of our body. So we have these different toxins around us, and you might be taking an aspirin for the response that your body's having from food or allergy or whatever it might be. There's something that is setting it off. And because of this consistent use, and this can happen even if you just use, it once a week if you're taking painkillers. But I know individuals that are taking painkillers every single day, oftentimes prescribed by a physician, your primary care physician. And so these different medications are one of the things that cause a lot of these issues in our digestive system. So this is one of the categories that can cause digestive issues and this bloating. Another thing is the foods. One of those additives or substances is sugar. Sugar significantly causes the bloating. The GMO grain, this causes inflammation, all sorts of digestive issues in our stomach. And so having this, even maybe artificial sweeteners, they cause issues and cause bloating within the stomach, along with a lot of other problems within the body. And so an individual that might be trying to get healthy, they might get one of these diet drinks, energy drinks or diet shakes, and a large portion of them, they have these artificial sweeteners. You'll see it'll say sugar-free on the front. And so these artificial sweeteners also cause issues. Some of these poor quality powder proteins, they can cause digestive issues. So there's a number of different things that are going on there, even things that you might do to try to help yourself to get healthier. And so these are some of the things that cause bloating, and then you want to address that so that you can then allow your digestive system to function perfectly, get that recovery and the nutrient and healing that you need, so you can rest properly, so you can then have the nutrients that are absorbed and distributed to the areas that need recovery, like maybe your back or your knees, your joints, those sorts of things. And so this is not something you just want to put to the side and say, okay, well, it's not bad, it's digestive issues. No, it's actually something you want to make sure that you address, get to the root of it, and then find a way to reset your digestive system so you can then get the nutrients you need so your body can heal and recover, because your goal is to lose body fat, or your goal is to get healthy or to maintain your health, and you need nutrients in order to do that. And so what you can do to reset that, and this is something that I'll typically recommend for my clients, is eat real whole food. Okay, so that's foundational. Eat whole food. Stay away from eating out. There's all sorts of chemicals that are in the foods. They might say it's chicken and rice, but when you look at the ingredients or ask for the list of ingredients, it's 1,001 ingredients. You're like, it was just chicken and rice plus everything else we added into that to get you to come back for more. And so you want to make sure that you are cooking your food. You know what's in there. Limit the amount of times that you go out. I mean, as much as possible. And with that, you'll be able to get in these foods without the excess toxins that are in there. When I say eat at home, I'm not saying buy something to eat at home. I'm saying make it at home. Buy food and make real food. So stay away from the box ingredients. Stay away from the processed foods like the pastas and the breads and all of those. Those are going to cause this bloating and this inflammation. So the focus, once again, I've said this before, it's not about the calories. You don't go get 100-calorie bread that says keto and you're going to eat that. No, that's going to destroy your digestive system, and then you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. You're still going to be hungry, and then in addition to that, you're going to have this bloating. And if your goal is to get healthier, the bloating is an indication that your body is not healthy. And so you want to make sure that you're eating, most importantly, whole food. And then the whole food is going to typically be in more nutrient dense. So get the best quality whole food that you can. Cook your foods at home. Stay away from the toxin. That's going to include Lori's seasoning. Okay, if you want seasonings, make your own seasoning, or get a seasoning that does not have the added sugar and all of these other chemicals that are added in to make it taste good to you. Okay, to make you, want to eat more and more of it. Those are all toxins. You eat real spices, rosemary, thyme, garlic, mineral salt, all of these other flavors and spices to really allow your food to taste good and to bring and promote healing within your body. So that's one of the things, the first thing that you want to do. You want to make sure that you are eating real food. The nutrients inside of the food is going to help to heal your body. It's going to work in conjunction with your body, and therefore you're going to be able to reduce body fat, reduce and release the toxins, so on and so forth. Another thing is that you want to make sure that you're supporting that digestive system. So that means maybe having some but ginger after your meal to help with that. I've also made ginger lemon and ginger water, drinking that afterwards, or just having the whole fresh ginger. I would blend it up and then strain out the pulp, and that ginger was already in the water. Put a little lemon in there, drink it after your meal. That'll help to digest. Apple cider vinegar is excellent. Take 2 tablespoons, put in about 4 to 8 ounces of water, and drink that about a half an hour before you go to bed. That aids significantly with the bloating and a lot of other issues that you might have. So do that. Another one is to have digestive enzymes. If we don't have those digestive enzymes already in our stomach because of these toxic foods we've been having, then you can take some time and to help support your digestive system and your gut by getting a good quality digestive enzyme. So those will help with the digestive process. You can absorb the foods. but eat the whole food so that you're actually absorbing and taking in, helping your body to take in the actual nutrients that you need for your body to be healthy, renewed, for you to have more energy, so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, you all. And if you want to get some more information in regards just to how these nutrients affect our body, I compiled some information into an ebook that you can download, and I'll put the link below the video, and it'll give you some information. It'll help you to be able to understand the correlation between maybe some of the symptoms that you have and the nutrients that you might be deficient in, and even some of these medications that you might be taking in and what they will deplete within the body, those side effects. And then from there you can be more proactive in that. If you want to join my membership community, we meet every Tuesday. We have training sessions every Tuesday. Then you can follow that link as well. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, you all, and you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.